And welcome back to Evergreen Speedway here on CW11, part of the Home Track Heroes feature here on Sunday nights. Super Granite Sprint Car Super Series coming up, and a lot of quality cars. You can see them getting pushed off now. This is where the Cascade push trucks really come into play.
Absolutely. The push trucks got to get these guys going. These things are direct drive, no gear selector, not putting them in reverse. One speed only. Turn them motors as hard as you can.
And you're going to see them once they get all the cars pushed out. They're going to give them a couple of hot laps, and these are the true definition of hot laps because these guys really got to have hot tires to keep it on the ground.
Big horsepower, light race cars, a lot of rubber, fat tires means for 14-second laps. These cars are fast, and First Line Systems sponsoring tonight, and we're just so grateful for their support for the whole evening and in this series.
You know, it's kind of interesting too how this series got called the Granite Super Sprint Series when the repaving and the reconfiguration of the 3/8. Granite Construction did it, and boy, talk about a really successful partnership between Evergreen Speedway and Granite Construction. There was, I don't know of anybody that complained about the job that Granite did on this track. It was just from day one, it's just been absolutely
I remember
beautiful.
my first laps around it after the repave. I couldn't believe how smooth it was. Yeah, from how kind of rough and wore out it was. Now here we are a few years in, and it's getting some character back in it.
Yep.
Race car drivers like the bumps.
Yes, they do.
They like it to fight back a little bit, and it's starting to do that.
And they finally got all of our participants getting ready to get these things warmed up. You'll see the flagman spin his flag, telling these guys it's time to take a couple of laps, get the heat in the tires, and that way we can get them lined up. While they're doing that, let's bring you the participants in our Granite Super Sprint Series main event. 30 laps coming up on 3/8. We got to get to this because this could go really, really fast. It'll be the 91 of Chase Getz lined up on the pole for this race. The 8 of Jake Mann on the outside of Getz. The 57 of Evan Marchison. The 95 of Reese Getz. Greg Middendorf in car number 4 will line up on the inside third row. Tony Seidelman in the 63 car on the outside of the third row.
You'll have a car out there, number 44, Todd Coleman. Outside of him is the number 9 of Jay Dishnu. Number 12, last year's champion, Cameron Neisinger. You got the 7D of Randy DeBro.
And there you go. You see him kind of getting those things lit up at full speed. And boy, I tell you, to watch these guys put on a show and the sensation, if you are down, and I encourage everybody, when we get back to having people in the grandstands, you got to get down there as close as they will let you.
Oh, you see the lines down there? The yellow lines are for the full-bodied cars. The red lines for the sprint cars.
That's right. And they push. You feel them coming way before you ever hear them. And back in the day, when we had the Rory Price Memorial on the 5/8, and it was just insanity watching those guys. And on the 3/8, a good shot there of the number 7.
In fact, in this field, we have a Rory Price Memorial winner, 2007, number 8 of Jake Mann.
Right, and a very prestigious race, too. So they're getting them lined up. We're going to go into 30 laps for the Granite Super Sprint Series here at Evergreen Speedway. And pay attention because these guys, I don't know how they do it, but some of these lap times,
it'll happen fast.
It will. And
yeah, we had 2 cars below the 14-second mark.
Yeah.
All that is getting with it around the 3/8 here at Monroe.
Yeah. Another good story is Tony Seidelman in the 63. Has a lot of experience in midget cars around the Pacific Northwest. Good to see him in this Granite Super Sprint Series, along with Cam Neisinger, who is the champion, like you had mentioned. Randy Dubois, another champion in this as well. So this is going to be a really fun race to watch, and we're going to get these guys underway. I really love this shot.
2 by 2. 1 to go. You can see the flagman up there. Got the green flag furrowed. Had his index finger out, saying 1 to go, guys.
You know, one person, and I think you'll agree with me, who's really going to have to pay attention is Brianne Barrow, our scorer here at Evergreen Speedway. Has been for a long time. Super nice gal, but she's going to have to really pay attention.
Yeah, she's going to be having to hit them clicker buttons quick to get these guys across the stripe. Because it happens quick in these cars.
Brianne does a phenomenal job, and you just can't help but not, just really have a ton of respect.
Here we go, y'all.
All right, here we go. You see him getting wound up. Green flag out. And that shot, once they look at all that
Peeled
stuff.
The paint right off the wall.
I know, that's so gnarly. And here they go. Get an idea of how fast these guys are. It's just amazing. These laps will go by pretty quick. A good-looking pack. And keep an eye on the 12. Cam Neisinger out of Stanwood has won a lot of races
beautiful field of cars right here.
Isn't it?
Absolutely. Those first two guys, they are hooked up. They got some open track, some clean air.
You know, and as you can well imagine, what these cars would be like if they didn't have those big wings on the top of them, and they have actual levers inside the car that they can adjust those things to help plant that back in. Some of them, they will get so much traction, they'll actually wheelie down the front stretch sometimes. It's just, they're amazing, amazing cars. And the smell of them, they run alcohol. You got to love that, too. So, yeah, these, I'm all in on these guys. They're just a blast. Good shot of Greg Middendorf in the number 4 car. There goes the 63 of Tony Seidelman. Tony working that upper groove as he is looking to advance his position. We had to kind of move things around because we had the threat of rain coming up when we were out here with these guys. And obviously don't run them in the rain. The 9 cars getting turned around. Jay Dishnu.
He just couldn't quite save it there. Oh, we got some sparks there. Big sparks. Oh, that's the 8 of Jake Mann there. He's turned around up against the fence there. So we got 2 different incidents here. Looks like Jake Mann is up against the fence there, kind of out of the shot, and then you had Jay Dishnu.
You can kind of see the Cascade push truck going into action there. It's John Kraus.
Looks like Jake is okay. He's out of the car right there. It's kind of backed up against the fence on the 5/8s.
All right, as we get back into the studio here again, First Line Systems, check them out. Really putting a lot of support behind the Granite Super Sprints for 2020 here at Evergreen Speedway. And boys, welcome aboard, guys. You guys are going to have a blast being involved in this group. After this, we have our Interstate Battery Hornet A-Man event to wrap up tonight. But right now, here as we have
ready to go, 1 to go again.
5 laps completed.
It's like we had 2 cars fall out of the race there.
Keep an eye on that number 91 of Chase Getz, equally at home racing on pavement and racing sprint cars on dirt as well. The Getz family's been doing this for a lot of years.
Yes, they have.
All right, they'll get lined up. They do go side by side on their restarts. I'm thinking. Nope, single file.
Single file. Green, green, green. Already 3 wide. They're deep in the pack, getting into the corner.
And boy, I tell you,
Randy Dubois in the 7D is just driving that thing on the bottom, rotating in the center and driving off. He picked up like 2 or 3 positions right there.
These guys really took to the repave of the 3 a couple years ago as well. It was just tailor-made for them.
Man, that last shot right there, you could actually see the rubber coming off the tires as they're under acceleration coming off of turn 2.
It's just such a crazy horsepower to weight ratio.
There's Randy again going into turn 1. That Geico number 7 car is on rails right now.
It sure is. Risquette's looking good. There's Dubois in the 7D car, like Jeff mentioned. There's the 4 machine of Greg Middendorf. Tony Seidelman in the number 63 in this one still. But yeah, it is all 7D of Randy Dubois. Started off at the back of the pack. He had to change the tire earlier in the day. But boy, it sure didn't matter to him at all where he started. Boy, he just rocketed right up to the front. Another notable statistic or accomplishment, I should say, of these guys out here is the number 8 of Jake Mann. He was the winner of the 2007 Rory Price Memorial on the 5/8. And I think that may have been the first year of the Rory Price Memorial, too. And, boy, what an event that race is. I can't wait to get that thing back because, boy, talk about you'll see 3 or 4 times as many cars just to run. That's how much respect the open wheel community had for Rory Price. Good battle shaping up there as they went into turn number 3 as these guys are just tearing it up on the 5/8. See the number 95 of Reese Getz make his way around Dubois. boy, they just wrap these things out. And it's like Jeff had mentioned when we first started, there is no transmission. It's just hook that rear end up to the crankshaft and let it. They do have an in and out box, I think, in them, so they can coast if they need to, but they have to have a push truck to start them. And these guys can go quite a while on a tank of fuel. They can carry a fairly good load of fuel, and that's part of the strategy. They know they've got 30 laps, so they only want to put up enough fuel in it to get them where they need to go.
It's a really good battle up here coming out of 2. Randy Dubois on the outside. Couldn't quite see the number on the car that he's battling with, but they've been door to door. Here they come again. The 95 there.
95 of Reese Getz.
Yep, they're going door to door. Reese has been able to hold him off.
And all that does is let the 91 of Chase Getz.
Oh, here he goes, gets him clear, pulls him to the bottom. Good pass on the outside.
Yeah, it was. Well done. And these cars, with the type of tires that they have on them, can absolutely go anywhere they want to on this racetrack.
Great shot of Todd Coleman there, right through 1 and 2 in the 44 machine.
And the one thing that is so cool about sprint cars, doesn't matter whether they're on asphalt or whether they're on dirt, is the passion of the fans of these guys. And boy, they just are so loyal to certain drivers, certain teams, and it's just, it's really something to see.
Dirt
really
or asphalt.
Yep. So the 91, our leader, Chase Getz, rocking it away with this. Keep an eye on the flag stand. We should be coming up pretty
right
close
there, that
to
57, Evan Margison, looking good, running in the 4th spot right here.
There's our leader, the 91 of Chase Getz. Should be seeing the 7D of Randy Dubois in the 2nd spot.
He's running him down. He's come from deep, deep, deep in this field. There goes Evan right there into turn 1, that black and red machine.
Yeah, Evan Margison has had a lot of experience in open wheels in his career as well. Done really good. He's run quite a bit, if I remember correctly, with the Northwest Focus Midget Series as well. That we can't wait to see those guys make their way. Hopefully they'll get back to Evergreen Speedway this year. Primarily that series will run on dirt, but they have kind of figured out a way to, without a lot of changeover, to get these guys to run on asphalt tracks as well.
Big battle right here with Todd Coleman trying to give Evan a challenge there for that 4th position. He's been running him inside on entry, outside on exit.
See, one of the cars that had to pull off the track and into the pits.
Todd's like, if I could just get just a little bit more grip,
yeah,
I could get this thing done. Look at this run. He gets right up on him.
Oh, got a little sideways.
A little tire smoke off the right rear right there.
That's the fat one. When you take a look at these cars from the back, that right rear will always be just quite a bit more width to it, because the way that these cars plant themselves, that right rear just takes a pounding on these things.
Yeah, a little wider, a little bit bigger around to put some stagger in it. Too much stagger will make you loose on throttle.
There we go, white flag, one more to go. Or Chase Getz in the number.
He is right there, the number 91.
That's right. Finished 2nd in points in 2019.
Here he comes, 3 and 4 the last time.
And checkered flag. There he goes. Good job by all of our racers tonight in the Granite Super Sprint Series. Thanks again to First Line Systems for coming on board with them. We'll bring the top 3 up. Kyler Hope will get to meet some new friends here in just a second, as these guys will need to
down here in the Angel of the Winds, a winner's circle for the Granite Super Sprint Series. Chase Getz, kind of on P1 tonight.
Yeah, it was great starting out front. We actually had some engine issues with about 12 to go. I think I lost a valve, but wasn't running very good, but we managed to stay out front, tried to block as best I could, hold these guys back, but I'm glad we made it to the end.
Not really knowing how far back Randy was, did you start getting nervous about 10 to go?
Oh yeah, definitely. The motor wouldn't run, wouldn't pull, so I was getting nervous. I was trying to get past the lap cars as best I could. I got kind of stuck behind one, but managed to stay out front, kind of hold a line where he couldn't get by either on the outside or the inside, depending on where the lap car went, but it was good.
And who do you need to thank for your first place finish tonight?
I got to thank Michael Newman, Drywall Distributors, Newman Racing, First Line Systems, everyone who helped out, my girlfriend, Reese, everyone who came out and helped us. It was really cool to finally get back and get racing again.
Chase Getz, P1 tonight. Randy Dubois comes home second tonight. You had that one caution mid-race to kind of help you out. What more did you need?
Well, I needed no oil on my visor. I had the fastest car on the track. We set fast time. For some reason, we cut a right rear tire in qualifying, so that put us to the back. I actually had no problem catching him, but if you try to look through that visor, you can't see. So for me to be close to him, and I had to shut it off. I don't know. I was watching the gauges, but towards the end, my oil pressure gauge was going down. We were losing oil. You can see my car's dripping oil there. But super fast car. We just got to get a couple bugs worked out. It's the first time with our new motor, and we sat fast time, came from dead last to second, so I'm happy.
Even with some minor problems, Randy Dubois comes home P2. Reese Getz P3 tonight. What more did you need to chase down the top two?
We had a power steering pump go bad probably right at the beginning of the race. It just wasn't turning too good. Couldn't really make very good laps on the bottom. Couldn't hold the car down. It's a handful when the steering components aren't working correctly. I think that probably would have helped us out quite a bit. I could have stayed in front of Randy, and sad to see motor let go on my brother's car. So just a couple of things that we'll add on. It's a new team that I'm running for. I'm running for Newman Racing, and we'll come back, have a better car, and we'll do a lot better.
Reese Getz P3 tonight.
All right, thank you, Kyler, and great job by the top three. Man, your heart just goes out to a guy like Dubois, who,
Did you see the oil that was over his fuel tank cover, though? That's a lot of oil.
Was nuts. Well, congratulations. Here's the rundown. Chase Getz in the first spot. As you saw, Randy Dubois, Reese Getz make up the top three. Evan Marginson, great run in the fourth spot. Todd Coleman in fifth. Following on down, Cameron Neisinger, Tony Seidelman, Greg Middendorf, Jake Mann, Jay Dishnu, and Thomas Richard with the DNF. All right, last one coming up, and that is the Interstate Battery Hornet A main event.
Looking forward to this one.
Laps.
We just had a 16-car B main.
Yeah.
Now we're going to have an A main. A couple of the guys transferred up. It's going to be a great show, y'all.
Really is going to be fun. We have got that, and that will be our final race of the night here on Home Track Heroes. And again, thanks to everybody that has been a big part of Evergreen Speedway, getting this thing on the air, and we really appreciate it. We'll be back after this on CW11.